What is going on, Movie Meals? This video is coming up late on Monday, hopefully late on Monday that I get it edited tonight. Game of Thrones episode 2 review, quick little review for it. I've been very exhausted, so I'm trying to get everything out on time. Real quick before we start, make sure to go check out Avengers Endgame is this week. It's this week, it's on Thursday. Go check out the podcast. We got episodes continuing to drop. Big episode will drop tomorrow, hopefully. It's better drop tomorrow because I've got stuff to do. But anyway, go check all those out. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share as always. And let's get into it. Episode 2 of Game of Thrones. I love this episode. I absolutely adore this episode. I think the season is off to an incredible start. I've seen a lot of complaint of some of the things that happened in this episode, some of the Arya storylines, some of the Gendry storylines. Loved it all. I loved Theon's return. I loved the way Sansa and him interacted. The fire scene, every time they were around the fire, come on, man, that's too good. That's old school Game of Thrones to me. I absolutely adored it, as well as the big moment of that scene, which was Brienne of Tarth becoming a knight, which was incredible. It was too good. I do enjoy the Dany stuff. I kind of knew it was a little predictable in the end when that beautiful song by Podrick, he sang that, and get to see everybody kind of the calm before the storm. What would you do when you were pretty sure you were gonna die tomorrow? Like, how would you spend your final night? And I loved it. Some got drunk, told stories, and fulfilled dreams, while others wanted to have sex for the first time, while others told a confession. And it was predictable a little bit when Dany was in the crypt that conversation was going to happen. But I knew when the conversation would happen, I knew it was going to end with, we're not actually going to resolve it because the battle was going to start. And I love that. Next week's going to be incredible. This week is insane with Avengers and then the Battle of Winterfell happening. But again, I love this. I think this is needed because it didn't feel like... Were some movies, particularly of movie franchise, that really let me down with the last 2 films, like The Hunger Games, where you had a whole movie of setup and not much payoff. And right now, this is more than just setup. The first episode felt like a lot of setup, where it was, let's get these reunions out of the way. Let's not get them out of the way, but let's get them done. We got stuff to do, and I love how Bran says that, like, we don't have time for this. The Night King's coming. And I love that. And this episode was really just the night at Winterfell, man. It was that one night in the 7 Kingdoms, and I loved it because it was, let's all take a minute to remember these characters because they are all about to die. And I have no idea how next week's gonna unfold, how it's gonna, who's gonna survive, who's not gonna survive, and I kind of love that. It's also my excitement for Avengers coming up, is that I don't really know what's gonna happen. And again, this episode just killed it. All those little moments were they were too fantastic. I just remembered it, so I'm going to talk about it. When not only after the knighting happened, but just everybody's clapping and cheering, and Tyrion's raising a cup to her, and it was just incredible. All these people who don't really know each other come together for a common purpose, to fight, to protect the world, the realm, and they just are having this one night together. I'm a big Baratheon guy. And so Gendry and Arya I've been rooting for a long time. I loved it. A lot of pushback online with how young she is. She's 18 in the show. She's doing her thing, man. She's doing her thing, and I loved it. I thought it was a fantastically well edited scene. I thought it was performed so well. I thought all the scenes were performed so well. I love the opening with Brienne sticking up for Jaime, and then Jaime saying, I'm not the great fighter I used to be, but I'm here to fight with you if you'll have me. And I just absolutely love the conversation with him and Bran. I love that every time somebody says anything to Bran, he's like, I'm not Brandon anymore. And everybody's like, what? And it's fantastic, and I really loved it. Again, this episode is just so good, and I don't even know how this review next week is going to go after this crazy battle. I've got a crazy week ahead of me, Movie Meals. But yeah, so this episode really was fantastic. It was one of my favorites. I think I liked it more than the first one, personally, because at those moments I kept coming back to. I rewatched episode 1 and episode 2 almost immediately after, because I just have, you know, I do have homework I probably should have been doing, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a breather. I've been working all day. I want to rewatch it now. I watched it with all my friends, and now I want to rewatch it by myself and really take in these moments, take moments to pause and think, and I did that again, and I absolutely adore this episode. But guys, what did you think of the episode? Please comment below, let me know. Remember, we have all these videos dropping this week. Is insane with Avengers and the Battle of Winterfell this Sunday. So guys, remember to please like, subscribe, share. We still can't thank you guys enough for having to cross 1,000 subs to to 1,300 subs. So please keep up with all the great love. We very much appreciate it. And please check out the Weaver Wire. Go check out my podcast. I know they're long, but they're worth it. We get into some crazy arguments. There's incredible funny moments, and it's fantastic with a lot of big sweaty nerds. So it's great. So guys, please go check that out. And hey, as always, thanks for watching, Mom. See you guys.